How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some mysterious videos that might just creep you out. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more scary content just like this. In this clip, an investigator from the YouTube channel Paranormal Me heads to an eerie cemetery located somewhere in Turkey in the hopes of capturing evidence of the paranormal on camera. He begins to suspect that something strange might be happening on the property when he discovers what appears to be a lock of blonde hair at the bottom of a drinking fountain. As hair is often used in several strange rituals, this could be a sign that something sinister is afoot. The investigator soon decides to try to communicate with any present spirits by using an EVP device. Chillingly, the device records several eerie voices. Listen. Later in the video, he receives confirmation that he isn't the only one in the cemetery when he inadvertently films what appears to be a pale face watching him from over a wall. However, the face is too far away to make out any great detail, and the investigator doesn't seem to even notice it.
Arkadaşlar, bu hani pek taraftar olmadım bir hareket mezarlıklarda çünkü nereden ne çıkacağı belli olmuyor.
He continues his exploration of the creepy cemetery, cautiously approaching a small building. That's when the frightening figure makes a second appearance.
Özü kelimeti la ittamatim işeri mahalak. La ilahe illallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim hareket ediyor. Allahu Ekber.
It watches him from the rooftop with its dark eyes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yani kameradan ne kadar belli oluyor bilmiyorum ama yaklaştırıyorum. Arkadaşlar bu burada.
He calls out to it but gets no response.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Özü kelimet la ittamatim işeri mahala. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin errahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bravely, the man tries to flank the figure, but by the time he gets around the corner, it seems to have vanished.
Arkadaşlar yaklaşamadım. Emin olun yaklaşamadım. Çünkü burada eğer düşüp bayılırsam tabii Allah hep bizimle ama artık riske atmayacağım kendimi.
The investigator then becomes distracted by a strange noise. He follows the sound and soon discovers a running faucet. As he turns, his flashlight illuminates the nearby bushes, and once again he's confronted by the same creepy face staring at him through the darkness. Wisely, the man decides to leave the area and we're left to wonder just who or what that strange figure really was. Could the EVP he received earlier in the night have been some sort of entity attempting to warn him that he was being watched? Let me know your take on this in the comment section down below.
Arkadaşlar bu pek taraftar olmadım.
Do the souls of the deceased ever come back to check on their loved ones? If you believe this photo from Redditor Ring Pop Shorty, then maybe they do. According to the poster, this picture was captured on an in-home camera set up by a woman who was caring for her sick father. The camera allowed the woman to keep an eye on her father even when she wasn't in the room. On one occasion, while in the kitchen with her daughter, she received a notification that there was motion detected in the room where he lay sleeping. When she took a look at the screen, this is what she saw. The semi-transparent form of a woman seems to be leaning over her father's bed. Even more shocking is that, according to the poster, the figure looks like the woman's deceased mother. Rather than being alarmed by the presence of a potential ghostly entity in her home, the young woman noted that she felt glad that her mother might have come to comfort her father in his final days. Not long after the photo was captured, the woman's father passed away peacefully. Did his wife come back from the afterlife to escort him along? Take a look at the screen capture one more time and let me know what you think. Baby monitors often seem to be a source of strange and unusual footage, and here is yet another example, this time shared to TikTok by DJ Terry Turbo. According to the poster, when they checked in on their little bundle of joy sleeping peacefully in their crib, they saw this startling image. If you look closely at the sleeping child's head, you can see that there appears to be the face of a second child. While this image is likely little more than an eerie example of pareidolia, the human tendency to see patterns often resembling faces in random everyday objects, it's hard to deny that this image is a spooky one. Regardless of the reason, the mysterious face in this child's newly grown locks is certainly unnerving. It seems that not all spirits might look like the stereotypical images you see in the movies. This photo, shared to Reddit by user Semexi, could prove that they still look very much like they did when they were alive. The poster claims that they were making a photo album of their dogs for Christmas when they noticed a strange man behind a tree in this particular image. The photo was supposedly captured on a small island owned by the family in Finland. It was taken at around 10:40 PM a few weeks after the summer solstice, which explains the presence of the light well into the evening. At first glance, the man may not look that strange. However, the poster noted that the island is very small, only about 50 meters squared. It seems that it would be almost impossible for someone else to wander around the island without the photographer noticing. So who could this strange man be? The poster's family theorizes that it might be the spirit of the island's former owner, a man who passed away about 6 years prior to this photo being taken. So what do you think? Could it really be his spirit returning to his former home? Or is this some kind of strange trespasser that they didn't even notice? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. In this video, shared to YouTube by Haunted Forest Monsters, it appears as though something strange has been caught on an outdoor security camera. Take a look.
Yo, what the f, dude?
According to the YouTuber, this footage was captured on a camera placed outside of their mother's workplace. If you watch closely, there appears to be something moving across the parking lot.
Yo, what the f, dude?
The figure is white and semi-transparent, but clearly has a human form. As it moves, you can clearly see legs moving back and forth. Often issues with camera compression rates are thought to be responsible for semi-transparent anomalies that show up on film. However, many still seem certain that footage like this really does show a paranormal entity. While it's hard to deny that this figure certainly does look otherworldly, more evidence is still needed before we can definitively say that a ghost really has been caught on camera in this parking lot. Because hospitals see more than their fair share of death, they're often thought to be rife with paranormal activity. Sometimes when they're closed down, they're converted, in this case, into office space. And if this clip from Redditor Passan DNF is to be believed, some of the ghostly residents might have stayed behind. Take a look. The footage was captured on a security camera just after midnight. At such a late hour, one would think all of the employees have long since gone home. However, the building isn't as quiet or still as you might expect. If you look closely at the door closest to the camera, something odd happens. You'll notice the blinds on the window begin to move, almost as if a hand on the other side of the door has begun slowly running its fingers down them. A moment later, the door slowly creaks open until it's left ajar in the empty hallway, yet no one ever exits. So what do you think? Could it be possible that some sort of paranormal entity has remained on the premises even after the hospital closed down? Perhaps the spirit of a former patient never left after losing their life in this very room. Before we take a look at some eerie home security footage, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we drop our scary and mysterious videos. Motion activated cameras often catch some very strange things. In this video posted to TikTok by Astral Mama, it appears as though a ghostly figure has been captured. Take a look. According to the OP, the footage comes from a camera set up at their mother's home. As you can see, something white and semi-transparent flashes across the screen. It appears and disappears so quickly that it's difficult to determine exactly what it is. However, if you watch closely, the figure looks like a human, only it's pale and somewhat transparent. The way it moves is also rather strange. It seems to suddenly change direction before vanishing off screen. It's hard to deny that this footage certainly is a head scratcher. Could it simply be an insect moving past the lens? Or has the camera genuinely caught something more mysterious? Take another look at the footage and judge for yourself. Now, if you want to see some other freaky videos, then check out this link on the top here. Otherwise, this scary playlist right here will freak you out well into the night. Now, remember to follow us on all our other socials as well. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. There's links in the description box below. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.